Yo, what up, guys? Thank you so much for dropping by. We're just gonna dive right into it, man. Now, this right here, AAA banger, is one of my all-time favorite. The Last of Us remake, rebuild for pretty much the PS5 and PC only. And I'm gonna jump into why I felt like it still could have came to PS4 Pro. I feel like it could have came to that as well. And we're gonna dive into why I feel like the game is like 50-50. I would say this: the cutscenes, amazing. I'm blown away. The graphics, awesome. The detail, the map, the landscape. I think they use Unreal Engine 5 on this game. Amazing cutscenes, like movie type cutscenes. It looks like a movie. I'm blown away. Okay, that's the good part. That's the good part. Now, the part that I'm a little iffy about. Now, going around all these content creators and videos and blogs and vlogs, and everybody kind of pretty much tangled up my judgment on the game. They made me feel some type of way, like it really don't justify that $70 price tag when I seen the actual live gameplay from the cutscenes. It didn't really wow me. You know, it didn't really give me that it's better than the remastered version of the actual live gameplay. Now, the game does have a little more detail, and of course it's going to be a little more crispy because it's running at a higher frame rate. Cool, I get all that, but the part that actually blows me away is the actual cutscenes. The movie cutscenes, those are tremendous, amazing, hands down. I'm sold on that. Now, they did sell me on that part. I will give them that 1000%. I love the cutscenes, but I feel like it still doesn't justify that $70 price tag when it goes back to the actual gameplay. And you start moving around and shooting and fighting and all of that crazy stuff, and you're going through all of the motions. I don't feel like it really wowed me with that, you know. And that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel, you know. And like I said before, I'm just a messenger. It's not really what I was planning to feel like about the game, but I really do still love it. I'm not saying that I'm not a fan of it. I do love PlayStation AAA bangers. I just don't rock with Sony, those Decepticons up there at the front office who's running the show. I don't like the way they do their brand, PlayStation. They don't allow them to really open up to streaming services like PS Plus Premium. I feel like the PS4 fans were left out and pretty much threw under the bus. I don't feel like they are doing their fan base right from stealing from them, from taking microtransactions money, pretty much giving them upcharge by 30%. I don't like the way they're doing backdoor deals with Marvel and Square Enix and doing all these little timed exclusive deals and making games exclusive and locking them, gatekeeping and locking them behind a plastic box, and it's ruining the game and the developer's money. It's not ruining Sony money, it's ruining the developer money for long term with microtransactions. If they have a lot of like, let's say if you're playing on The Last of Us, right, and you're on PS4, PS5 and PC, if it's on all three, clearly PS4 have millions of more consoles out there. Bad move on Sony. They should have found a way to have this on PlayStation Plus Premium day one this game was dropped. Yes, they could have screamed it on that service because it's a screaming service, subscription service. Even if PlayStation 6 comes out, you still would be capable of playing those games on a subscription service on PS4 because it's running through a live service. So it's no limit to how many graphics or how much frame rate you can run through it. Clearly, if you're playing Xbox Series X on pretty much the next gen 2K on pretty much Series X and S 2K, you still can play it on Game Pass on Xbox One. So clearly you can do the same thing for PS4, which is sad because we have such a large fan base behind The Last of Us remake right now. Now, you're going to have people, you're going to have both sides like me. I'm torn between the two on how I feel about the game. I don't feel like it justifies that $70, but I feel like pretty much Naughty Dog, I want to give it to them because I really want to support their brand. So that's the only reason, because I really love PlayStation AAA bangers. I'm not gonna cap with anyone. I've always been a fan of PlayStation. I'm just not a fan of Sony. I feel like Sony should sell them to Samsung, to Apple, to Google, Amazon. I don't think Sony should have PlayStation anymore. I don't think they deserve them. They're too good of a brand to go out like this, to pretty much just get dogged out, and they're stealing from their fan base. It's just not a good look on either side right now. I just don't think they're doing enough. You know, it's the word that I'm looking for. They're not really pushing the PS5 how they should be pushing it. They're leaving the PS4 behind way too soon because they can't get enough PS5s out there right now. So the PS4 is pretty much getting thrown under the bus and just left behind, and it's just not fair that they won't be able to experience one of the AAA bangers. Now, here's my other argument. Now, you're going to have some people that may disagree. They're going to say, well, you know, it is about 10-year-old console, man. Come on now. It's time to move on. I get all that. But here's my deal with you fanboys out there. You know, you little Decepticons. If you mean to tell me right now that they can put God of War Ragnarok on PS4 Pro, they couldn't put The Last of Us Rebuild on PS4 Pro, at least through live streaming on PS Plus Premium day one? Either though they say they don't want to do that, but in order to bring, they said themselves, we had more mechanics. We really couldn't do what we can do with PS5. Okay, cool. I get all that. Put it on the subscription service, PlayStation Plus Premium. You're telling us that the PS4 can't run it on the hardware as premium, and that they're lying if they say they can't. Come on now, they just don't want to. They just want to pretty much lock you down behind that $70 price tag. I don't get how you can put God of War Ragnarok on PS4 and PS5, and it's going to be coming to PC, but you're going to leave The Last of Us remake out. Like, make it make sense, bro. Like, I'm really trying really hard right now to say something nice about Sony. I'm trying really hard, and the only reason why, because I'm rooting for The Last of Us remake to be a hit, just the biggest God of War, because Naughty Dog deserves it. Only because Sony isn't letting them do much. They're holding their own console back. Their own console, they're holding it back due to lawsuits. They want to work on movies. They want to work on other kind of tech like phones and TVs and stuff like that, headphones and other accessories. It's holding their own console back, and I just don't think they know how to manage PlayStation no more. Because comes great power, comes great responsibility, guys. You just can't have a gold mine like this and you don't know how to handle it. You get what I'm saying? You cannot do that. You can't just sit here and say, well, we're gonna have a market leader PlayStation under our belt But now we're self-sabotaging. We're stealing from our own fan base. We're turning everybody against each other. We're doing a price hike markup on PS5s. Now they're going to cost more. The accessories are going to cost more. The games are costing more. It's just a premium console that I really don't think everyone can afford right now. And the truth of the matter, you can't even get your hand on one, let alone afford it. So now the people that can afford it are really going to be left out, thrown on the bus. And we can't even have that fan base experience The Last of Us remake because they didn't put it on PlayStation Plus Premium. You're pretty much leaving so much money on the table right now with that service. That service would have probably skyrocketed. You know, even if you didn't bring it over to PS5 yet, PlayStation Plus Premium, at least you could have brought it to PS4 to give them, you know. And Sony always talks about how much money they want. They're always talking about greed, and you know, they're always scheming and thinking of new ways to be a criminal mindset. They just have a real criminal mindset, greedy, you know, snake, backstabbing, low down, shady type person that, you know, if you give them a chance, they're going to stab you in the back. If you give them a chance to, if you put your trust in them, they're going to let you down. For every step PlayStation tries to step forward, Sony pulls them back 2 steps. Okay, now they're doing the price hike right before their 2 AAA bangers drop: The Last of Us and God of War. But you're going to tell them that they can't, you know, you're going to tell the fan base, the fans, that they can't put The Last of Us on PS4 due to the fact that they use new mechanics and new hardware to design this whole entire game, build it ground up, head to toe. So you're telling me you just refuse to give it to the PS4 people now? Like I said before, man. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to stand up for the fans, the gaming community. We have to stand up for each other. Even though we do have our console wars and we go back and forth, I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. That's just a part of gaming. But it has to be a group of content creators, media, you know, in the news and the articles. It has to be somewhat of gaming community to come together and stand for what's right and just call them out on it. That you have to call Sony out or they will not do anything. Like, even when they were trying to cancel the services, they were trying to cancel I think like the online stores and cancel the service for like PS3, PSP, PS Vita, and the whole entire Sony fans stood up for that, and they say no, we're not going to allow you to cancel us like that. We're not going to allow you to do that. Now see, I love that moment there, because that showed me when the gaming community comes together, we can do great things, you know, and no one can stop us when we come together and we want to make things happen. Okay, we can agree to disagree. I have my opinion, and I know a lot of gamers out there, you guys have your opinion too. But I'm just saying, when we can come together and we can do something and we can make a change for the gaming community, we need to do it. When you have the opportunity or you have something get off your chest or say it, you need to say it and do it, because if you let it just kind of keep, you know, if you keep brushing stuff under the rug, this is what happens. You end up with greedy, grimy companies like Sony that's damaging their own brand as PlayStation. Like I said before, every step PlayStation move forward, Sony pulls them back 2 times. And everybody is looking at the brand in a negative way and have a negative light towards them. And it's just like, no, it's not them. It's the boss at the front office, Sony. It's them you have to blame. But like I was saying, this game, The Last of Us, looks amazing. I just really wish the PS4 community could have experienced it, because I do see comments, I do see messages, I do see fans that are happy that they still have a PS4 Pro and they're still playing it. And big shout out to you guys that do still have your PS4 Pros, and big shout out to the people that do have their PS5s. Now, if you have a PC or a laptop, I will put a link down in the description so you guys can go and download the Sony PlayStation Plus Premium app. It's free to download now, but you're going to have to pay for the service. It's going to probably be around $18, you know, monthly. But it will put you into the PlayStation ecosystem. So you will be able to play things like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, God of War 2018, you know, Ghost of Tsushima's of the world, and so on. You got so many more games. You got hundreds of games on here to play. Hundreds of games if you have a PC. I know everybody don't have a gaming PC, but I can give you guys some tips. If you plug your Ethernet cable in the back of your laptop or your desktop PC, it should strengthen up your signal so you can live stream the games. The games are meant to be live streamed on a subscription service, so that's why it's capable of doing that. So if you want to get into the ecosystem, you can do it, you know. So you guys, most of you guys won't be left out, but it still will be a big group left behind still, you know, because I don't know what to say, y'all. I mean, I'm trying to bring value to the gaming community, but it seems like every time we try to do that, we have Sony pulling us back. So I guess I'm gonna leave it there, guys. So thank you so much, man. Make sure you smash that like, that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and I will keep you guys updated on what's going down in these gaming streets. Thank you and peace.